What happened?
Sir, you've been in a coma for 6 months.
That's okay. At least I can watch TSM, DarkZero, Spacestation, and Oxygen in the top 4 again!
And that was not what I was expecting to happen at all. If you told me at the beginning of the stage that Soniqs, Mirage, and Disrupt were all about to be top 4 teams in the North American League, I would have thought you were doing an impression of me.
The Susquehanna Sonics are your USN champion.
But now we're here in an alternate reality post stage 1 with a lot of things to talk about. I haven't done a stage recap in a hot minute, so let's get back into the swing of things. Here is where everyone ranked after 9 playdays. Remember, with 9 teams, we only had 4 games per playday, and every team had a bye, which is why there's only 8 games on every team's record. Oxygen Esports are your stage 1 champions, managing to surge right back above Soniqs at the very last second, who themselves had a great surprise run with Grixer carrying a lot of the load on his back. Though I think my favorite run of the stage actually goes to Mirage because they beat SQ on the final day, surged ahead of a couple of teams, and managed to place 3rd when nobody was expecting them to. Disrupt also got an upset win on their last day, rounding out the top 4 and getting a substantially larger prize pool because of the major prize redistribution. TSM fall to 5th, DarkZero to 6th, Spacestation to 7th, but that last one is to be expected when Canadian retires unexpectedly and you have to make a lot of adjustments. And then the 2 Challenger League promotions from last year end up in 2nd to last and dead last, respectively. I mean, I know we're past the point of Challenger League teams coming in and immediately being top contenders, but this did not look good at all. First things first though, the format. We dropped the best of 3 GSL style bracket this time around in favor of the best of 1 overtime system that's getting standardized across every region this year. And I know back then I said I preferred best of 3s, but that was from a competitive point of view. From a viewer point of view, having almost every team play on every single playday and creating storylines based on that is probably a far better middle ground in my opinion. Not the least of which because of the LAN League and the sheer amount of trash talk. Foxay, Yeti, Grixer, Dream, Nyx, Luke, Iconic, Thomas, Skies, everyone was out for blood, and it made the viewing experience infinitely more entertaining. The main reason for the LAN League was getting everyone to play on the LAN build of the game with no pain differences, but this was an amazing side effect that raised everything to a whole new standard. I don't know if we're ever going to get the players mic'd up at all, but holy hell, I love this environment. It's also been ridiculously unpredictable. Top 4 notwithstanding, there were enough upset matches over that stage for Veli to throw his predictions and still come out ahead of both Jesse and myself on the desk. Jesse, you owe me a cake, by the way.
I'm so confident that XSET are gonna take this game. I will bet you 1 victory cake.
But let's take a look at the standings. OXG finally cracked their forever 3rd glass ceiling and won the whole stage outright. It's the first time they've ever won anything substantial in Rainbow Six. Even back to the Team Reciprocity days, they only made it as high as 2nd place anywhere. So hearty congratulations to the boys in green and yellow. This team has always been a revolving door of veteran players, so to drop Bio and Slash Hug for Kino and Yaga was a surprise to most at first, but that fear was instantly put to bed when you see how well these guys function as a team. I'm also just really proud of my CL boys for making it big. Let's go. Soniqs coming in 2nd is actually quite funny when you remember that Super said they weren't initially expecting to be a contender for top 4. Whoops. They managed to turn the E-United momentum that team had at the end of stage 2 into a near unstoppable force. We on the desk gave Grixer MVP honors for the whole stage because his stat line is simply ridiculous, but Yeti also broke out and had by far his best competitive split ever. Interview with him is coming soon, by the way. However, just as impressive as their fast rise is, somehow I just like the Mirage storyline a little bit better for some reason. They began the stage with 3 losses straight, then converted that into 5 wins straight at the end of the stage. Number 1, how the hell even? Number 2, Hot and Cold got dropped by DarkZero and totally eclipsed them in the standings. He even dissed them in an interview too.
I just wanted to prove it to the coaches on, DarkZero. I think they never really gave me a chance to shine.
Number 3, Loading had an outstanding recovery, going from one of the worst players in the league stat-wise to an aggressive clutch master who smashed expectations for his first season outside of the Canadian division. He was the only guy to play on this version of Mirage from the team last year, so not many US fans really knew about him, and then he does this. Bravo, sir. Bravo, boys. Disrupt, I don't completely understand. They managed to beat 3 of the top 4 teams from last year by super wide margins, but then had losses against other teams that didn't make them look like they were the same team at all. These guys seem to thrive on being unpredictable, but it's working. Put some respect on that Disrupt name. Begrudgingly, they've earned it. TSM somehow doesn't feel like they should be in 5th. Like, it still feels like most of the same team, even if Bolo isn't performing up to the same standards that we've grown accustomed to from him. They only had 1 game that was a complete blowout loss, so they were keeping all of their matches close, but then towards the end of some games, they would do some things that confused me, like Ying smoke rushing site without droning Frostmat seems like something I would pull in ranked, you know? I don't know, it just seems weird seeing them down this far. DarkZero too, they actually finished with the same record as TSM, but TSM won their tiebreaker head-to-head on play to number 8, so they have to be content with 6th place. This seems pretty standard for DZ. Every time they add a new player, it doesn't lead to instantaneous success. Like, they had to get Skies and Eclipse accustomed to their team, and they didn't get back into true form until they won the August Major. With NJR, it seems to be no different, but I think over time, because DZ can just develop players really well, give it time, and then we'll finally start to see them climb back up. Spacestation in 7th is the one that I hate the most. Just seeing them here sucks. I get why they're this low. Canadian's gone, so you have to switch up IGL duties and figure out how to fit Luke into the picture, who, by the way, did a phenomenal job as somebody who didn't have any competitive experience filling in on the World Champions team. We do not stand for any Luke hate in this good Christian Minecraft server, and if you have a problem with that, the unsubscribe button's down there. That blew my camera out of focus. That wasn't worth it. They will be picking up a new player once the transfer window opens after the Invitational, but this just doesn't look that good for their SI chances. Actually, wait, that can be said for almost every North American team at the Invitational. We might be in trouble, lads. Beast Coast in 8th. They had 1 good win against TSM in the first week, and then every other team kind of figured them out really fast. They kind of met my expectations for the stage, honestly. I wasn't pulling very high for them. I was pulling higher for XSET. And I'm sorry I cursed them, I guess. This is not Rent-Free. This is not Tempo Storm, yet it's trying to be a combination of the two, and instead, it looks like XSET, which right now is not good. They need like a whole rewrite for this team from the ground up. I'm obviously interested to see what the standings look like for next stage compared to this one, and if I'm honest, I don't really see the North American League staying at 9 teams forever. In a perfect world, the buzz that we've created from the LAN League and the viewership increase that we get from pack drops would give a bigger org enough incentive to hopefully pick up that 10th spot. And it also does put pressure on the better CL teams from this stage to step up and show why they might be the best option for that pickup. So it's kind of turned CL into an audition for right now, but I am praying that we see some other org step in to complete the league for stage 2. Aside from that, I had a blast working alongside Jesse and Velli on the desk, which is just kind of standard because it's always a good time working with those boys. There's already things that I want to improve on for next time, but we are slowly beginning to turn that desk into something special. So if you're still using it for a bathroom break, stop. Come watch and make fun of me for not having a laptop instead. Europe season finishes this weekend, as does the Copa Elite 6, so we can do other region recaps as soon as those conclude. And I've got an idea for a new video series that I think I want to debut pretty soon too. So, what'd you think of the first NAL stage? Let me know below. Hit up my Twitter and my Twitch and this YouTube channel. Blah, blah, blah. You know, like this, blah, blah, blah. Good to be back. Love y'all. Peace.